Peace. What's good? We're doing this step by step, but I do have the camera. I didn't want to bust out the microphone because it's downstairs. Honestly, honestly, I probably could just grab the microphone real quick. Yo, yo, yo. So my voice is still shot, and I have a very interesting anecdote, metaphor, analogy for this situation that I find myself in. I told you I had a good microphone, didn't I? I told you. I don't bullshit. I don't gotta bullshit. I tell people the truth. I don't gotta bullshit nothing. If I tell you the truth, I don't have to remember a single fucking thing that I said. But I've been sick now for about 11 days now. So it's about 2 weeks. And this is the thing with this. I am getting better. As you can probably hear, my voice is a lot better than it was. Not just quality, but the voice is a lot better than it was last couple of videos. I recorded those videos the very first couple of hours of November. And then, like, 3 days after, maybe, it is now the 11th. So my voice has been fucked up for quite a while now. It's very painful. Sleeping has been very painful. I'm not having a good time right now. And that is definitely affecting, like, the writing process. I've never been sick during NaNoWriMo before, or needed this much sleep to kind of recover. But I'll give you one more layer to this that's very important. I've told you numerous times not to compare yourself to other people. I misdiagnosed myself. So that's number one lesson. I thought I had a sinus cold. My partner thought I had a sinus cold because the way I was describing my symptoms. So I treated it like that. Well, the cold symptoms stopped, but the real source of my problem that was bothering me, my throat, what I suspected it was to begin with, I strained my vocal cords. So, in the process of trying to heal from a sinus cold, which I may or may not have, I definitely don't have a cold anymore. If I thought I had a cold before, I definitely don't have one now. But when you have a cold and you're not super duper rich, you get NyQuil, or especially under the counter NyQuil. You get that generic brand, that good, baby. Uh, but better than and worse than that, yesterday, so again, today's the 11th, so yesterday, the 10th, I discovered that I'm not supposed to be taking the medicine that I was taking. Do you get that? You with me? You feel me? You got me? The dangers of comparison. I was treating one type of sickness, but it was making my real problem worse. You dig me? Why? Because I was taking a decongestant. And what a decongestant does is dry up all the mucus, get all that mucus up good and heavy, which makes your voice box worse. It makes your vocal cords all dry. It makes the back of your throat all dry. And it makes your mouth basically inflamed and irritated because it also takes up the natural mucus that your body produces. Dr. Sibi. So I was in pain for a whole week. The whole week that I was taking the cough medicine, I was in pain. I couldn't sleep. I did get some work done during those hours. I couldn't sleep, but it was just very painful. The election happened, and only yesterday did I realize that I need to be taking I just literally need a throat spray, which I still have not taken, as well as drinking warm liquids, which I have not done today. I got some sleep though. I did get some sleep, but you got to treat the correct diagnosis with the correct solution and cure. You cannot risk misdiagnosing yourself because it might make your real problem worse. You get me? I'm doing what I'm doing this month. And for instance, my professor is also doing NaNoWriMo, and she's using it to do a research paper that she needs to work on. She's getting her dissertation going. So God bless her. Good luck with that. We talk about that today. Um, but I'm not doing a research paper. Her paper has a little bit to do, but not a lot to do with what I'm working on. I might mix it in there a little bit. But essentially, essentially, what I really want to make this video about is how I got 10,000 words done. I said I won't make another video until I get 10,000 words. I got 10,000 words. I don't got 10,000 views. I don't got 10,000 subscribers, but I got 10,000 words. Okay. When did I get it? I don't know. So I've taken a lot of days off. I'm really not stressing myself to finish quickly like I have. Last year, 2 years in a row, I finished really early. So then the rest of the month, I had nothing to do. So then I started writing like a second book or something, but that really wasn't beneficial to me because I was kind of just burnt out after I wrote the first book. So I have a book that still is not done to this day because I finished NaNoWriMo early 2 years in a row. And I never got back to it. I never really, I'm reaching basically there's two books like this that I'm going through the same kind of thing with. I write a lot of fantasy. I write a lot of like actiony, otherworldly type of stuff. So I struggle sometimes with reeling things back into reality, staying on point, staying on topic. A good balance is that I'm in college again, back in college, is 30, and everything is nonfiction writing. You might get your perspective in there a little bit, but it's all nonfiction writing. So that's really good for me. It's very healthy for me and very helpful. But in addition to that, I'm just kind of at a point where I wouldn't say I'm necessarily bored with the story, but as I explained, as when I was writing certain books and certain projects, it was just a constant flow of ideas. I remember watched Invincible. I watched like a few things like Spartacus, Blood and Sand. I watched Invincible. I was just like, I was still like, my off wasn't even my office. What is now my son's bedroom is was like the play area. So I had the computer down there, I had the table down there, all that kind of stuff. And I just chilled out there, did all my work. That's where I recorded a lot of my first audiobooks while they were sleeping. I would be in the next room over recording audiobooks. I came up here to record audiobooks, and ironically, I have to go back downstairs to record audiobooks now because this is a wide open garage and it is not good acoustics for videos. It's a great working space because it's like 2:50 a.m. They are asleep, and I've been going hard for hours now. You know, they were out all day. I slept all day, and now they're back home, and now I'm up all night. And I guess that's how we balance it out. But full circle, back to my original point. There's two or three books like this that I wrote. One is called Greenbacks. And it was supposed to be, I say supposed to be because I don't think I got past like the second or third chapter. Once like the love interest, like, or a random woman, I don't know who she is yet or what she pertains to the story. I didn't really get that far deep into the story. Um, Started off kind of cool, like stoner urban agriculture gardener is like getting shut down by the government, and he's like looking for basically the Elon Musk version of this book, the Elon Musk of the story to help him, only to find out that he's essentially a part of the people who tried to shut him down. Um, the A to Z of that was just not there because usually I'm dealing with superpowers and ways to skip through time and reality and teleportation and things of that nature that make the story speed up a lot faster, quite honestly. While when you're bounded to the physical reality of everyday life, that is physical reality of everyday life. I can't get away with a lot of shit. Another book was called Devil Corpse, and that was about this pyramid scheme, romantic love interest, and like it was just like kind of like pure erotica at first. It was like a fantasy that I had. I started writing like a story about this guy, like this office that I used to work at for this pyramid scheme. But it was just like this high sexual tension in the office at all times. So he like has sex with one of his female coworkers, and she does not resist him whatsoever. She's very much into him, but her best friend fucking hates this guy like so fucking much. Fucking hates this guy. Probably because they used to bang or something. I don't know if I like mentioned that or not. But he's like one of the top salesmen in the office. He's like the poster boy to kind of like get everyone else to keep working and doing their thing. So she's on a pip. He's supposed to take her out on the field to work with him so that she could figure out what he does. And mm, just kind of flows from there. And then they go to the point where she finds out he's a drug dealer. And she's like, "Why the fuck are you dealing drugs if you're a high roller in the office?" And he's like, "This shit don't pay nothing, man. Like, what are you talking about? This shit's a joke, basically. This is some shit to do for cover, so that he could sell drugs, you know." Like, but legally, and like off the books, and like still look like an outstanding citizen and shit. Um, but it just like the books get to a point where I'm writing in reality that reality is actually kind of fucking boring, you know? And yeah, it's nice to think that everyone's a superhero in their own way and everyone's an everyday hero or some shit like that. But in reality, like most people are kind of mid at best, at best. And if you really want to be honest, I don't read anything like that, you know? So I've just kind of been at a loss for what I should work on and do already. Walking into this, I think I was very clear about that. That I really don't really know what the hell I'm doing or what I'm writing. But now that I do have a good idea and perspective of what I'm writing, I don't know if I should tell you or not. Maybe I should just keep that to myself for now. Maybe in the next video, I will tell you what the book is actually about. That makes a little bit more sense to me. In the next video, if I get 25,000 words, that's about halfway through the book, I'll tell you what the book is about if I'm halfway through the book. I'm 10,000 words in, and I really have no idea what the fuck this book is about. I know that there's a couple. The couple is having a kid. But is that the whole story? Like, is that it? That's gotta be the whole thing. I know, like, when you get into the whole rigmarole and you got too much shit going on. Sorry, I was looking down for a while because I'm playing Raid Shadow Legends. I'm not sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. I do actually real life play the game. And for as free as I possibly can. So I'm in a tournament right now, and I already got the number one position, but there's like one more power play I could do. Because sometimes you'll fall asleep, and people are in different time zones or whatever. So I fall asleep or something, and then I wake up, and then someone takes my place in the tournament, and I'm like, you feel violated. Someone touching your dick while you're sleeping. Shit just makes you feel like, why would you do that? Why would you do that to me? You know? But I'm having trouble figuring out who I should level up. Should I level up Loki, or should I level up like Cryodon, or should I level up Frozen Banshee? Or maybe these names have like no meaning to you whatsoever. I feel like I should level up Shield Guard for real, Like, that would be so metal. That would be so metal. If I spent all this time working on this and I just level up Shield Guard, that would be so metal, bro. That would be so metal. I'm thinking low key though. I don't know. I like to go to the factions or like the affinity. And like, yo, this would be a pretty good sponsorship for Raid Shadow Legends. I'm telling you, this would be a pretty good sponsorship for real. Hey, hey, I don't even know if I have enough followers for that, but if Raid's still giving out money for sponsorships, I actually play the game. I would consider it. Definitely consider it. Don't spend too much time and money on it though. As free as possible. As free as possible. God. I don't know. It's just, I'm not bored with the story. I wouldn't say that per se. Not necessarily. Not bored. I'm just kind of like, yeah, everyone goes through this. Everyone has babies and has kids. Sometimes people work for pyramid schemes, but like, I want there to be a twist. And not like an M. Night Shyamalan twist, but just like a little like, bang! Someone should have killed this motherfucker. Something like that. Instead, it just kind of feels, it doesn't fall flat or anything like that. Like, it's interesting. I'm very interested in what's happening. It's very psychological. So it's definitely like a psychological fiction type of book. Generational curses, kind of coming age type vibe. But it also kind of speaks to like the kids that can't like get the fuck away from their goddamn parents. For whatever reason, you just feel like fucking stuck in that situation. It's hard to get out. One, because you don't really want to see your parents as like the villains that they are. And your parents won't allow you to because your parents won't see themselves that way. Because everyone's essentially just trying, you know? To assume malintention is to assume that someone cares way more about you than they really do. Sometimes it really doesn't come down to not liking you or come down to hatred. People got their own life. They got their own shit going on. And a lot of people don't want to stop enjoying that for their kids. So that's just kind of where I'm at with the story so far. Kind of established all the characters. I did this thing that I really liked that I just kind of like didn't give the two, I won't say necessarily main characters, but I did not give the character and her mother names until I got into like the 6 to 10 chapters of the book. I think I wanted to deliberately wait about 5 chapters before I gave either, especially the female protagonist, a name because it is a situation that I feel like anyone can kind of relate to, quite honestly. It's even a lot of like things I went through when I was having a baby and going through that process of becoming a father that, you honestly will you honestly never get back. You feel like you might, but like you really genuinely do not. I'm going in a weird. Let me check this first. Let me check the tournament first and see if I get special points based off what rank I level. Yep, yep. Yeah, you do. It is a lot different depending on what rank you level up. So because of that and that alone, I'm gonna actually go with the low key. Because even though it's gonna be more expensive with the low key, I'm gonna get a lot more points for it too. And then what? Yep, there we go. And I got that just like that. Number one in the tournament, baby. Let me see if I can show you this real quick for real. Like, that's me. Number one in the tournament. I got all the rewards for the tournament. I'm just putting in work, baby. I'm just putting in work. This is what it is. I gotta put on. I'm the clan leader for my clan. I gotta put on. I gotta represent. It's different. When you a minion, you gotta make minion moves. But when you like the leadership position, it's different. It's different. So what is interesting though is that I've also been transcribing during the same time period. That's going like equally as well. I don't know. Maybe it's going a little bit better. I really don't know. But on chapter 6 of that, on like chapter between 7 to 10 on the other one, um, but I guess I thought I would have made a lot more progress. It's the first time in a while that I've yawned and it was not painful. So I'm definitely getting better. Um, but this is also the first year I've ever put this much on my plate. I did decide, I think in the next video I said this, maybe I didn't. I'm not going to focus on recording this month because it might take a while for my throat to come back. It's not as painful right now as it has been because I'm no longer taking the decongestants. So that that extra level of fucking dryness I've noticed has kind of gone away since I realized that I don't need to be taking it. Or I ran out, one or the other, I don't know. But transcribing is going equally as good. And tomorrow with that, because I've not written this down yet, I have 2 chapters for transcription here. But I'm not going to make them as two chapters. When I first wrote the book, as you can see, it's on loose leaf. So this is the definition of a rough draft. Okay. And when you write like this versus on the computer, you feel a lot more free. It feels a lot less permanent. And even now, as I'm like writing this stuff down and typing it, there's a lot of changes that I feel comfortable making because I'm already changing the entire medium. Versus on the computer, I definitely still read the book, but I'm less amped to like take time to write large new sections of writing because it feels a little bit more permanent and it feels a little bit more professional on the computer. You know, it's like when you're using a pen like this versus like one of these. I don't know if I got any fancier pens around, but you know, versus one of these. Should know about that, boy. Should know about that. Nothing. Nothing. Y'all know nothing about that. You know. But I'm gonna take these two chapters here that I have to write over the course of however long it takes me. I don't know, my deadline and timelines for this, I have a very realistic, pragmatic mind. But then the actual reality of life kicks in. And it's like God, I don't know what the saying is, but God scoffs or laughs at man's plans, something of that nature. I had write blah 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 words every single day, write blah 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 pages every single day, record one chapter the first week, two chapters a week. We gonna be productive. But the reality of what you can actually accomplish and what you can actually get done within your timeline kind of supersedes everything. I was talking to a gentleman today, going to the gas station, trying to finesse my budget. And he's like, it's all about execution, man. You just gotta act, you just gotta do it. And I was like, yeah, I agree with you. And then I stopped for a moment and thought, I was like, you also have to complete. You need completion as well. Because it's wealth, health, success, execution, and then completion. Execution and action is very important. But you can be doing a lot of random shit that's never going to amount to anything. You're never even going to finish and get done because you're doing the wrong thing at the wrong time with the wrong people. Probably the wrong fucking way. You know? So even if you were to be doing the wrong thing, you're still doing the wrong thing the wrong way. Sometimes you can do the wrong thing so well. It may not have been the right thing to do, but you were so good at what you did, it works out anyway. So instead of it being like a 20, you know, because you were so good at it, you might have got a 15, and through the 15, now you brought up to a 20 through your modifiers. You know, you rolled a 5, but now it's a 20 because you did so well. You got the 15, now it's a 20 anyway. You know, you could find another way to get the 20 roll. It's not going to be a nat 20. But you could definitely find a way to get up there. Oh, man, I got the 22. 20 there. You can't see it. You can't see it. Ring light's in the way. Light's in the way. You can't see it. See? Give and take. But what I also told myself I was going to do is that once I got to 10,000 words, I'm going to outline. So this is the opportunity that I'm going to take tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to focus on transcribing all of this. I'm going to focus on outlining. I'm already at 10,000 words, so I don't have any issue really outlining the next 40,000. But I think to be fair to the creative process, that's corny. That was corny. That was corny. Okay. All right. Okay. 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 I get. Okay. 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 Fuck you too. um, I'm gonna outline the next 25,000 words. So I'm gonna get myself. I'm gonna outline from here to the next video for the sake of the creative process and the production and all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to transcribe this, but when I transcribe this, one chapter that I have here, I'm going to add to both these chapters, I'm going to add to earlier chapters. So rather than writing both of these as a continuation to the story that I have already written, I'm going to write these as additions to the story that I've already written. You dig? Do you vibe? I might even do like an intermittent that I might just add one to the tail end of the last chapter. And then I might take what I think I'm actually going to do is this. This first chapter 6 that I have here, it's only 2 more pages. And honestly, once you type out 2 pages, you know, on a loose leaf for me is about 1 page typed out. So it's only adding 1 more page to a past chapter that I already had. And that's the chapter in which you're probably not going to read this book for years and years and years, which Haley and Rose are flying to the house to save them all from utter destruction and annihilation. Great chapter. Had a lot of fun with that. So she like heavy on the updates with that, heavy on the revisions for that too. Added a whole new fight scene and just kind of expanded upon a lot. I love writing, man. I love writing. I'm going to write chapter 7 as the new chapter, so this is probably going to be the new chapter 6 today or next couple of days. I don't know. And I'm going to take the past chapter that I wrote. There's a chapter about Leslie, and it responds to all the clones being pulled away all at once. But I could do that twice. Like it's not a one trick pony type of vibe. You know, you could probably do it more than once. Might leave it there, may not. I don't know. It made a lot of sense when I was writing it the first time. You know, I recently revised and worked on a story called The Routine. And it was pretty easy to go back and forth with it all. But there were certain sections that when I wanted to revise it over again, like I swore in my head for like months, I want to change this, I want to change this, I want to change this, I'm going to move this here. But it fit very well the way it was written, the first time. There were certain aspects of it that I did definitely need to work on, but it fit very well the way that it was, Let me look this over one more time. DMT. Chapter 6. No, it's definitely. Nah, I think the first plan. I think the first plan might definitely work out. This chapter 8 will be chapter 6. I can definitely add this to the past one. It would make a little bit more sense. It would definitely make a little bit more sense. So, both of these, that was my original idea. Going with your gut is also super. It's full circle, full circle. So we did a full circle, but now we're doing a circle. Some Uzumaki, like low key. We're doing some Uzumaki low key. And my original thought when I got sick was that I strained my vocal cords. And then my partner was like, "Oh, you got a sinus cold." Like, no, I know. I felt it. Like, I felt like when you pull a muscle or something, that's what it felt like, honestly. Um, but then the other full circle. My original idea was to make them both older chapters. So I'm gonna rock with that idea. I'm gonna rock with that perspective. Both of these are going to be older chapters. My mic was muted this whole time. I'm being mad at the motherfucker. That's why I need my headset. The next evolution of this is the headset. I could have brought it upstairs with me, but I didn't feel like it. You were lucky that I brought the microphone up, quite honestly. You're very lucky that I even went downstairs to get the microphone. Because I would have did this entire thing with my quiet, fucked up voice, and we would just be where we're at right now, wherever that is. This is like the most painless way I could use my voice right now. So this is just what I sound like. But both of these are going to be added to older chapters. Confirmed, definite. No more going back and forth on it. I would love to write. I would love to record more of Divine Intercession, but I don't think that that's happening this week. Definitely not today. My voice is fucked. I don't know. I feel like yelling and doing. I was singing outside too, like really late at night. I was kind of fucking drunk, and I was like singing top of my lungs, having a great time, trying to like sing with my speaker, just doing my thing. I like doing like the vocal ranges. It's good practice for voice acting. And I think the Enoch voice hurts my throat. I don't know. I could try it. Haley flew, remembering. Yeah, it hurts. That hurts. So I think the Enoch voice, in addition to everything else, because everything else was kind of just my life already. But doing the Enoch voice actually hurt my throat. Actually hurt my voice. Even just trying to do it. For the king of Gaia. Haley flew, remembering you. Yeah, I felt it. 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 It's definitely Enoch voice. So I'm actually going to then I'm gonna edit the audio then rather than recording more for Divine Intercession. That's a good idea. And we can get back on the productivity schedule and I can release some content. I'm going to edit Divine Intercession this week. I got a few chapters already recorded, already ready to go. I'm going to edit those chapters. I'm going to listen to the audio very carefully. And I'm gonna give it to you like this for real. If the audio is rocking, I'm just going to be in pain for the rest of the month. It's just going to hurt. I'm going to record it. It's just going to hurt. And then when it's over, it's over. I told y'all I'm bullshit you. Heard that shit. We almost done. I won't let it go past 40. But if the audio is rocking and it's like really dope, then I'm just gonna have to suffer, and I'm gonna record the whole book. Because what I was doing was recording the narration, also within the voice of the character, because it's a first-person perspective story, and I really want people to like it. But if the audio sounds like shit, I'm not doing this on purpose. I'm not doing this on purpose. I don't know what happened, but my voice just the mucus was something that blocked my fucking voice box. If the audio sucks though, I'm just going to re-record everything I recorded so far. I did not get so far in the book that I could not start over. So, but if the audio sucks with the Enoch voice, I'm just gonna re-record it within this voice that's comfortable for me. I might do some light voice acting, but if I edit the audio and the audio is annoying to me or I hate it and I don't feel like listening to it anymore, I'm just going to do narration. I'm not going to do a whole voice acting extravaganza for Divine Intercession. But that depends on the quality. All right, we're over 40. I got a decade until I'm actually over 40. But we're over 40. I said I won't let it go over 40. I feel bad for that. So I'm going to go. Peace out.